is not a real place. People
Yeah.
do crazy stuff all the time, and you just kind of have to deal with it. And I guess with it, you having all these followers, and in stardom comes like hate and all this different type of stuff. But only thing I've noticed is that people are very intimidated by natural.
To make matters worse, Claressa Shields revealed something startling. On the internet, which is currently in full meltdown mode, people are attacking everything we thought was true about Remy and Papoose's alleged perfection, taking sides and dragging names. But where did it all begin? For what reason is Claressa suddenly making this public? Papo, above all, is her baby daddy. You should not assume that Remy Ma is merely relaxing. This leaves behind what? When Claressa Shields realized she could no longer conceal anything, it all began Remy Ma. All of a sudden, she received the kind of news that could ruin any relationship. People had already begun to watch Papoose and Remy Ma's marriage and hear rumors of trouble months earlier. But no one anticipated Claressa would intervene and make matters worse. On social media, she hinted at their covert relationship, making it apparent that Papoose was more than simply a friend or mentor. People weren't sure at first if they should accept him as the father of her child. Some thought Claressa was trolling because of this absurd accusation, even though she was known for being vocal. She was giving information on a long-standing problem, but the real kicker: nothing, no admission, no denial, no attempt to clear his name. And in such circumstances, silence is more effective than words. Is it not true that Papoose would have removed it right away? His inaction only made the fires worse, and soon. Fans began comparing him to Claressa and bringing up past interactions in an attempt to find any hint that this might have been happening covertly. According to some reports, Remy Ma had suspicions for a while, but nothing significant enough to confront Papoose, while others think she learned about it on social media like everyone else. In the interim, Remy Ma was closely watched. But she would not overlook this, that much was certain.
Look at her insecurity. If y'all know the woman, this woman wants it. Don't nobody want to be no drug dealer, no loser. Look at she get all these business. Who are you talking about? Again, insecure woman. Again, insecure woman. Okay.
Remy Ma is never the kind to keep quiet when someone approaches her, so when she heard what Claressa had to say, she first complained on Instagram. Although she did not identify them, everyone knew exactly who she was referring to. She delivered a mysterious message about preachery and fake love, but that was only the beginning. She made it apparent that she felt tricked. She wasn't hesitant to make fun of Claire's reaction to the event and voice her disapproval in her Instagram stories, where she attacked women who modeled their brands after other people's guys. She focused on Papoose for years after that. Papoose had been the ideal husband by supporting Remy during her incarceration, maintaining her reputation, and being a helpful friend, but now Remy accused him of being a taker instead of a giver. People rushed to the internet to share their thoughts on exploitation in this whole situation, leaving comments that ranged from complimenting Remy to criticizing her approach to the matter. Some people thought she had every reason to be furious. Now that the truth was out, some believed she was just playing the victim, but as the drama played out in real time, it became evident that much more needed to be done.
He was already out here having her little boy toy or whatever friend. He done came out and done said it. It's not a thing of me having an issue with her. My only issue is why you leak my numbers. It ain't no thing, oh, I want him and he's married to you. And it's not that. I'm a girl's girl. So when it comes to like that, that's not it. Don't look at me and say, oh, you just came and messed up this happy home and stuff like that. Because that's not what happened. We would still not be public, or people wouldn't know still right now, because that's not how he does things. That's not how I'm doing things moving forward. Like for me, I'm just not like that. I'm not fighting over I'm not fighting over no man. She's mad that he moved on while she's moved on. You know, people want their cake, they want to eat it too.
So she did leak the number on the internet. Has that affected you? Have people been using it and calling?
Absolutely. All these private calls and reds. If I go to Miss, right, look, this is all people who are calling for her.
Yeah, a lot of
When we thought things couldn't get much worse, everything changed when hacked text chats began to circulate online. Screenshots of communications between Papoose and Claressa Shields that were purportedly taken from her phone appeared. If these texts are authentic, Claressa appears to have been actively connected with him rather than only being affiliated with him in a peripheral capacity. She encouraged him to be honest, to stop plotting, and to commit. She wrote things such as, "I are not worthy of being concealed. Why do you continue to lie if you truly love me?" It was not the sentiments of someone who had a brief affair. "I've had enough of concealing." Fans immediately began to puzzle together Tessa's apparent genuine curiosity in the relationship. Some said that Claressa was playing the victim since she knew exactly what she was getting into, while others disagreed, claiming that Papoose had been tricking her with promises he couldn't keep. The real blow, however, came when Remy Ma chose to retaliate. Rather than letting the rumors run wild, Remy went on a full-fledged Instagram rage, tweeting cryptic remarks that many interpreted as being directed at both Claressa and Papoose. In one of her posts, she asserted that some people will believe anything to make them feel better about their poor decisions. Remy isn't afraid to use the information she has regarding Claressa and Peppo, according to sources. She claims to have evidence that Claressa continued to press Papoose even after learning that he was still seeing her. Some even wonder if Remy just opened up in her attempt to speak the truth. Given all that was now public knowledge, was she frantically trying to control the narrative, or had she been aware of Papa's relationship with Claressa for some time and had remained quiet about it? Remy made reference to exposing texts in which Claressa misrepresented the extent of their relationship. Now it was obvious that nobody was completely innocent in this situation. After his reputation was destroyed by the internet and he remained silent for days, Papoose finally had enough. He didn't hold anything back when he spoke, and his remarks went viral on social media. Papoose stated that he wasn't the villain in this particular case. Claiming to have never promised to leave Remy for Claressa, he denied deceiving her. He added that he had been attempting to get Remy to fabricate details in order to portray herself as the victim. He subtly ended his marriage by implying that he and Remy had been living apart for months and that their love had been shattered for a while. Although he had implied that he was aware of his situation with Claressa long before it was made public, things were already hot. Wilder Papoose disclosed shocking information regarding Remy's marriage in addition to defending himself. Papo allegedly implied that Remy had dated other guys while they were dating, according to insiders. With all this new evidence coming to light, one thing seemed evident. The drama was far from ended. He also accused her of using their marriage as a publicity stunt, making it appear as though they were still together while, in fact, they had been privately separating. Supporters were shocked. Was it Remy who had been deceiving everyone, or had Papoose never been the devoted spouse that everyone believed him to be?
You wanna make me wifey or something? Kinda lock me down, gonna indict me or something. Okay. Now she on the ground talking spicy for nothing. His girlfriend mad, guess she wanna fight me or something.
At first, it appeared that Remy Ma would simply take a few subliminal signals and continue. But now that the internet is demanding answers, the situation seems inevitable. This has led some followers to assume that she is done with Papoose. Some believe she's only acting to save face because there have been similar accusations about their marriage before. However, why did Remy wait until now to respond if she was aware of Papoose and Claressa before the public? There are rumors that she wasn't really shocked and was merely hoping, though. One of the most obvious indications that Papoose may not be truly done is the fact that she hasn't publicly announced her split, given that she has consistently been presented as the ideal devoted husband. If Remy is truly done, this may be the last nail in the coffin for one of the most talked about marriages in hip-hop, but given how difficult long-term relationships can be, it wouldn't be shocking if they were able to work things out behind closed doors. Claressa, what about her? She hasn't changed her views yet. In fact, she has been strengthening her argument. Despite her disapproval, she is going through a lot of criticism because some followers have accused her of trying to gain influence. According to reports, she has been telling people that she is sick of being seen as the villain in this case, even though she was just speaking the truth. Although it's unknown if Sessa will attempt to move on or keep discussing the matter, some people say she's simply another woman in a challenging scenario with a man who is already taken. Others think she's holding out for. Papoose will finally publicly recognize her. She will eventually distance herself to avoid more difficulties, according to some, but now that everyone is watching her, everything she does will be closely examined. What will Papoose do next, finally? Everything about this situation has changed people's opinions about him. His reputation has taken a serious hit, but for years, he was seen as the devoted ride-or-die spouse who always supported Remy. Others believe he is just another man who has been tricked by himself, while some supporters believe he has been deceived.
Apparently, Papoose has been trying to get a divorce for some time now. He says, sad to say that Remy Ma is a narcissist. She chose to cheat repeatedly. Now that I finally moved on, she's playing victim. I have requested a divorce numerous times. She rather clout chase on social media than handle this like civilized adults. I did not want to do the social media foolishness for the sake of my 6-year-old baby. She has to go to school. As you can see, I remained quiet through it all.
Although Papoose has always been reticent, he may be in for a nasty surprise if he believes he can ignore this and move on. The drama isn't over yet, whether it takes the form of mysterious social media posts, additional hacked texts, or a public divorce announcement. The story is evolving daily, the internet is still booming, and the receipts are dropping all the time. This entire mess ultimately shows us how difficult relationships can be, especially when they are in the public eye. What appeared to be an unbreakable marriage between Remy and Papoose descended into a full-fledged scandal, leaving fans to question whether they ever truly knew the truth. Now, we want to know if you think Claire has a right to be angry. What will become of Papoose in all of this? Please write your comments in the area below.